Hey, Margie here. Welcome to the Wake Up, Pray Up, Boss Up podcast, the show that helps Christian moms prioritize their physical and mental health so they can boldly step into God's calling. I'm your host, Margie Ruiz. Hey, Margie here. How are you? I am so excited to launch the Wake Up, Pray Up, Boss Up podcast. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So a little about me. 7 years ago, I found myself on the bathroom floor crying, truly thinking God forgot about me. Can you relate? I was exhausted, uncared for, unhealthy, and honestly, I was just done. I was so worn out that on several occasions, I remember waking up with my shoes on because I had been too exhausted to take them off the night before. And the guilt, the guilt. Who was I to complain when I was so unbelievably blessed? At that point, I had been married for 17 years to an amazing husband who had a great career. I had 4 beautiful, healthy kids, a beautiful home, blah, blah, blah. But somehow or another, I felt it was my duty to take care of everything and everyone but me. For those 17 years, I had managed my husband's office, our home, our 4 kids' overscheduled schedules. Can anyone relate? Our church activities, our family trips, and on and on and on. But did nothing for me. From the outside, we looked like the perfect family. It was no accident. I worked really hard at that, but I was dying inside. On top of that, I was working overtime to make sure that no one knew the very scary mental health issues that were going on in my home. It was draining. I prayed through the tears for something, anything, thinking, truly, God, this isn't it. Be careful what you pray for. A few weeks later, a friend called and asked me to go for a walk. She wanted to introduce me to her business. I had to laugh. How in the world was I going to add anything else to my schedule? But I'm a friend through and through, so I went and accepted the invite with no intentions of anything but to enjoy a nice walk on the beach. I remember that day like it was yesterday. It was a beautiful, crisp day, a little cool in the air, the sun shining on my face, waves crashing at my feet. She shared all about her journey as an entrepreneur, how she and her husband had achieved financial and time freedom. And I had to admit, I kind of have been stalking him a little bit. I was a little curious because her husband, he was a trainer at the gym. They traveled all over the world and took their kids. What really did it for me is one day I went to a field trip and her husband was there and he said, "Hey, where's your hubby?" I had to laugh. I was like, the day you see my husband at a field trip, like hell has officially frozen over. We finished that walk. I graciously said no and I went home. But my wheels started turning. See, I was raised that you worked really, really hard at school so you can attend a good college. So you can work really, really hard at college so you can have an amazing career. And you can work really, really hard. So maybe someday, if you're lucky enough and healthy enough, you can live the life that you wanted if you had some money saved up. But she was doing all those things then. I started thinking, what if? What if there is a different way? I said, Margie, you only live once. Go for it. I signed up for that business because I was desperate for a change. I am Margie Ruiz, and I believe that when you wake up, pray up, and boss up to prioritize your physical and mental health, you can finally step into God's calling for you. For the next 15 minutes, I will share with you 3 strategies to help you create the life you not only desire, but deserve. It has been said that entrepreneurship is self-development with a paycheck. I was hooked. I started reading the books, attended the seminars, hired the coaches, and guess what I found? Myself. And I realized that God didn't forget about me. I forgot about me. I finally realized that I had been running for a lot longer than 17 years. I had been running my entire life. When you make a decision to change your life, you have to turn that mirror around and start looking at yourself. It's really easy to go through life blaming other people or circumstances for your unhappiness. If I had a different childhood then, if I had a different spouse then, if my younger kids would just stay little then, if my teenager would just move out already then, on and on and on. I had to start facing my own demons. I had to truly reflect, Why was I so exhausted, uncared for, and done? And you know what? It was not because I had a husband fighting some demons of his own. It was not that my 4 kids were overscheduled. It was not that I grew up in a very dysfunctional home. The only reason I was not where I wanted to be in my life, with my health, my relationships, my finances, was because I had not made a decision to change it. The things in your past do not define you, and they can't actually hurt you. They're in the past. What is hurting you? It's that story you keep telling yourself about those things. One of my mentors always says, change your story, change your life. I changed my story. I woke up, I prayed up, and I bossed up to change my life. Through this podcast, I want to help you do the same. The first thing I did was create a morning routine that puts me in a great emotional and physical state to start my day. Every morning before I start to take care of anything or anyone else, I do something for my body, mind, and spirit. This can look like going to the gym, reading some pages in a book, and doing my 10-5-5 formula every morning. This is an exercise of gratitude, surrender, and prayer. I will do an episode soon on establishing your morning routine, so stay tuned. For now, please grab my free 10-5-5 formula at my website, margieruiz.com. I want to give you 3 strategies to start changing your life by prioritizing your physical and mental health. Number 1, wake up. Ephesians 5:14 says, wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. I want to invite you to take an inventory of your life. Where are you really? This is not the you show the world, but the real you. It's so important that you know your current location. What do you think would happen if you get in the car, turn on the GPS, and put in an address, but the car has no idea where you are? I really don't know what would happen. I think maybe you start going around in circles. I don't know. I think the GPS would be very confused. You cannot get to where you want to go if you don't know where you're at. So that's step number 1. So I'm going to encourage you to look at all areas of your life. This is an exercise going to take you a while and some reflection, but today let's focus on one thing. But please take a moment this week, and I encourage you to look at all areas of your life. For today, I want you to just pick one, but I encourage you, spend some time with this exercise. I promise you it will change your life. What area of your life challenges you the most? Is it your physical health you're not happy with? Is it your mental health? Your spirituality, your faith life contribution? Is it your relationships or time management? School, work, career, mission, or your finances? Once we know where we are, then we can make a decision about where we want to go. Take some time this week, focus on the area you want to change, and evaluate the truth of where you're truly at today. Ready? Number 2, pray up. Now you know where you are. Woohoo! Congrats! Now we're going to decide where we're going. Now it's time to talk to God. Trust me when I tell you that you, my beautiful friend, you were created on purpose for a purpose that only you can fulfill. The God that created the mountains and the oceans thought it was important to create you also. The problem is, in today's society, is that it's just too noisy. We don't take the time to be in quiet, pray, meditate, simply sit in stillness and quiet and look in. Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. And I'm going to say this prayer for you now. And I want you to repeat it to yourself whenever you're going to do this exercise. Dear God, I lift my friend here to you. She's ready to step into her calling, but she needs you. She needs to see the vision of where you want her to go. I pray right now for you to speak to her and let her see your amazing plans. Amen. In the area that you chose to work on, first imagine it is a year from now, and you're looking back at this exact moment when you made a decision to change your life. What does that look like? What if this was the best year of your life? Are you as healthy as you want to be? Did you get that job? Did you start that business? Did you finally get out of debt? Really take a moment and think, if you truly prioritize this area of your life, where could you be in a year? My clients hate it when I do this, but go with me. Now I'm going to change it a little bit. Now imagine it's a year from now and you did nothing to change this area of your life. Where are you going to be? Are you healthier or unhealthier? Are you still in a dead-end job or building a thriving business? Is your relationship with your significant other better or worse? Is your future, if you change nothing, better or worse? And would you be happy? I would assume no, because progress is happiness. So that is why number 3 is so important. It is time to boss up, my friend. This is where you will commit to doing the work to make it happen. Remember, you're not alone. Ephesians 6:10 says, "Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes." I'm going to give you some suggestions, but I want to teach you something first. What is the first thing you need to do to make the change you want to make? Change your physical state. Most people think they need to come up with strategy first, but success in life is 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. Have you ever heard the stories where women lift a car because their baby's caught underneath? I don't think they're thinking, looking at the car, let's see, how am I going to move this car? Heck no. They're just going, they're lifting that car and they're getting that baby out, whatever it takes. That is the kind of energy that I need you to have. This is your life. So the first thing you're going to master to reach your goal is your physical state. How do you feel when you're down? Shoulders are down, no energy. How do you feel when you're excited? Shoulders up, stand up straight. This is where you want to live, not like this. Sad, dopey, feeling sorry for yourself. And I'm going to give you a quick tip to change your state like this. Have you ever heard of the Superman pose? Simply standing like Superman, or let's say Wonder Woman, for 2 minutes raises your testosterone levels by 20% and lowers cortisol levels by 25%. So ladies, before you start to plan the new future, stand like Wonder Woman for 2 minutes and see what happens. Number 2 is story. We need to change that story in your head. If the story in your head is you have a terrible relationship, that you're out of shape and unhealthy, that you are insert whatever negative language you keep telling yourself, that is what you will fight to become. So we need to change the story. How about saying instead, I am a sexy goddess that eats healthy and keeps fit. I am a successful entrepreneur and best-selling author. Walk in it until you are it. Last step is strategy. That's only 20%. And you don't need to see the entire staircase. You only need to see the first step. For some of you, your first step may be to go home and clean out the pantry. Someone else may need to hire a coach, take a class, hire a tutor. Just take the first step. You do not need to know step 2, much less step 10. One last tip I want to share with you today. How do you get in a great physical and mental state? I want you to think of a triangle. At the bottom, number 1 is physiology. If you feel like you're losing momentum or just simply woke up in a bad way, move. Go for a walk, run, jump up and down, whatever you have to do. Wonder Woman pose. Whatever you have to do to break the pattern. Change your focus. If you go around saying you're having a bad day, what do you think is going to happen? Our brains are trained to look for what you tell them to. Have you ever bought a new car and then you notice on the way home, 25 of them in the same color that day? How about when you're pregnant? Didn't it seem like everyone was pregnant? It's the same with your life. If you focus on gratitude and the good things in your life, you will see more of it. And number 3 is language. Your words are powerful, my friends. When you go around saying that you're fat, the universe does not know if you mean it or not. It will grant your wish. How about this instead? I am a sexy mama warrior ready to take on the world. I hope this message blessed you today. Remember, if you want to grab a copy of my 10-5-5 formula, make sure you go to my website at margieruiz.com to download it. It's completely free. In June of 2021, my dad passed away. I thank God every day that he was an eternal optimist and dreamer. He had a dream of creating this patent that he spent years working on. He also wanted to write a book. but he let life, work, relationships get in the way of his purpose. The year before he passed, he spent a little time with us, and he came with my daughter and I to her lacrosse banquet. It was painful to watch him walk. The event was at a tennis club, and I asked him, "Did you ever play tennis?" He said to me as he struggled with his walker to get in the banquet room that if he had one regret in life, it was not taking care of his body. He is the reason that I stay on my journey. Once I woke up, prayed up, and bossed up, I lifted myself off that bathroom floor. I prioritized my physical and mental health. I finally started living on purpose. Since then, I created a business that funds my passion for mission work. I started a coaching program that helps busy moms get off that floor also. I'm speaking on stages, and the day of my dad's funeral, a book I collaborated on, Women Living on Purpose, launched and hit bestseller. I don't say this to impress you, but to impress upon you that the moment you make the decision to wake up, pray up, and boss up, your life will change forever and you will love it. So why am I starting this podcast? Because this is the calling God put in my heart to help you step into your calling so you can help someone else do the same. Imagine the ripple effect this could have. I'm so excited. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Next week, we'll be discussing success. What does success mean to you? What are you truly chasing? Please share this with anyone you know that needs to hear this. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you so much for listening. Hey, if you enjoyed the episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, shout it from the rooftops, leave a rating and a review, all the things. And to catch the latest from me, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at margie.gp6 or go to my website at margieruiz.com and make sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter. Thanks again. I'll see you next time. Bye.